Hello everyone, I'm Colin Canet. You know, sometimes the simplest jigs can be some of the most effective. And today I'm going to build a jig that I should have built a long time ago, but better late than never. So today I'm going to build a vertical drilling jig for my drill press. So let's get started. Now, many of you are already familiar with my benchtop drill press, which I've had for I think 20 or 25 years, a long time, and it's served me extremely well. Rarely do I ever have to drill anything deeper than what this top will do, but what I often want to do is to drill something vertically, and there's no way of I don't have a good process of holding something, and that's what I'm going to build today. So I'm starting off with some scrap wood. That's all I need, and you've seen me using this stuff before. What I've done in this case, I've taken some 40 grit sandpaper, and I've taken the finish off so that it doesn't slide around as much. And as it turns out, this happens to be just about the perfect width, so I'm going to mark how long I want to make this, and we'll take it over to the sliding miter and chop that off, and we'll get started. So there's my two pieces, and there's my base, and that will sit face down, but I need to mount it like this. So basically what I need to do is put a block in here, and that block, I want that block sort of as big as I can get, and where this sits, I don't really know where it's going to be best, so I'm just going to put it pretty close to the middle, and I'm going to cut a block 5.5 by 5.5, but I think I'll cut a 45-degree angle in there, only because it'll look a little bit better, and it'll be easier to grab onto because there won't be this little point sticking up here. So I'm going to cut that right here on the table saw. Okay, I've just checked this board for square, and it's not square, so I'm going to get my miter gauge in here and make that square, and then we'll be able to cut a 45-degree angle off on that. Now, the next thing I need to do is to cut at an angle, 45-degree angle. So that's my angle right there, and I'm just going to mark that so I don't lose that. And I'm just going to set my gauge here at 45 degrees. So here's all my pieces, and I've just scribed a line on there with my awl, but basically this is how this is all going to come together, and the brace will fit in there like that. So what I need to do now, and I've already set up my marking gauge, and I only need to mark one side where this is going to be, so I'm just going to use my marking gauge and just mark, I'm going to scribe a line down there where that will be. So I'll know that that's on that side, and it's going to sit like that. So I need to scribe a line on this side as well, and that will be right there. There we go. Okay, so I'm all clamped up here. Maybe a little overdone, but anyway, it'll hold it. But what I'm going to do, when I put my screws in here, after I've got it started, I'm going to take all this bracing off here, because I'm afraid when I put a number of screws in here, it might split that plywood. So I'm going to clamp it so that it doesn't do that. So you'll just watch, you'll see what I mean here. Now I'm just going to start that screw. Now before it gets too far in there, this isn't going to matter now. I can take this off. It isn't going to do anything. And now what I want to do is put a clamp on that wood, because I don't want that plywood to split on me. There, that'll hold that. There we go, perfect. Okay, I don't really have a way of clamping this. I've tried a couple of ideas and nothing's really working. So I think what I'm going to do, because it's all lined up, I'm going to do the same thing I did before and just sort of eyeball where that's going to want to go in. And that's right about there. And what I'm going to do is just drill that into there. And now I'm going to make that hole a little bit bigger so that it doesn't bind up with the screw when I put it in. And that way the screw will slide right through and it will catch on this wood before it catches on this wood. So that should work good for us. Okay, the next thing I want to do is just put a strip along the face edge here, and I'm just going to put in 3 or 4 little screws along there. So I'll countersink those first of all. Okay, I've taken and mounted it to my drill press, and I've set everything up, and I'm starting off with something a bit complex because this is actually a hexagon-shaped post that I've made that I want to drill a hole into. And I was going to put some anti-skid material, but I'm going to try it without that and just see how it works. So let's give it a whirl here. Well, that worked really well. And you know, there's a lot of downward pressure, but that still didn't move anything. So that's good. I think I'm still going to put some anti-skid material on there, but there it is. It's right nice in the middle. Well, I'm pretty impressed with this little jig. That's going to save me a lot of time in the future instead of trying to figure out something to hold a piece of wood like this vertically. I can just put this jig on there, clamp it to it, and it's ready to go. So that concludes my video for today. I'm Colin Canet for Woodwork Web. Thanks for watching.